actually an hour, not half. So we have a very small time now.
Well, I mean, it's coffee time next. Sorry, it's coffee time next. I'm not in a rush, so I'm quite happy to sit here and chat as long as you have any questions you want to ask me. I am a respiratory paediatrician in the Royal Brompton in London. We have about 320 children in our clinic, so we have obviously a lot of experience. In the UK there are about 7,000 patients, children and adults with cystic fibrosis. I'm very happy to answer any questions. It's probably best not to be very specific about a particular patient, you know, a relative of yours, child, etc. Because it may be that I can't answer the question properly in front of everybody as well. But please feel free, because this is your time, really. You can speak in English or?
I will speak Macedonian because my English is not well, I am afraid. Бих запрошал родителям на детето 17 години, предходното излагане го опит на защитата от преносни инфекции беше посочено воздржување од ракување и допирање на децата во околината каде што живеат, така разбрав јас. Бих замолил малку да речем стресно навреме делува, бидејќи сепак се децата живи и не можеме да ги изолираме со стаклени двонови. Това значеше да биде ограничено ракувањето и допирањето на децата во болнични услови и во секојдневниот живот. Бидејќи додека се во домашни услови сепак може да контролираме, тоа сепак животот е неограничен и опасностот е демнат.
I think that's a very important question, really. And I think that life is a compromise, and that you could go mad yourselves with infection control, and you could go mad with your child with their infection control. And like anything with a teenager, you only have limited control of what they do and where they go. So we know, for example, in our hospital, we will keep the children separate from each other on the ward. But we also know that they go outside, they go down to the cafeteria area, and they talk to each other. And we know that when they're older, they sit in the pub outside the hospital talking to each other and having contact with each other. And that is their choice. And I think when you're 17, you can be informed so you understand the potential risks, and then it is your, your 17-year-old's choice. Because I think a lot of patients and people with cystic fibrosis get a lot of support from each other. Only themselves can truly understand what it's like to live with this thing. They are young people and they know they're not going to be 70-year-olds. And I think that's why it's a compromise. I think there are certain situations where I wouldn't want the child to be under undue risk. For example, if somebody has cepacia, then if I had a child with cystic fibrosis, I would want my child to stay away from somebody with cepacia. That's really the main thing I would be very concerned about. But as you say, you can't have your child living in a bubble. And you could drive them mad, and they could drive themselves mad. And quality of life is terribly important. But I think that it's an individual choice for a child and their family. So in other words, we like to put in place a process whereby if a family and child want to be isolated and stay away from other children, they are able to do so. But equally, if they want to meet others, then that's their choice. This is a personal view, although at the Brompton we all sort of feel this, because when you look at the guidelines, they're rigid. And in the United States, some children go into hospital and are not allowed to not have a mask over their face till they leave hospital. Personally, I think that's wrong, and it's making them feel even more isolated and treating them as if they've got leprosy in the old days.